My name is Rick Robinson, and I'm the adapter, playwright, and director of this piece.
I'm the rightful king of Bohemia. No, you're not.
After the last Sherlock Holmes piece we did, we really felt like there were some unfinished stories, and we have these iconic characters, and there's so many stories in the canon to tell. It drew me to this one was that storyline, Miss Morstan, Watson, and it's this really, thematically, it's this really brilliant story about the human heart, like what corrupts it, greed, and what emboldens it to heroic action, love. And I think that it tells sort of both sides of that story.
Thank you for your help tonight, John.
In a week's time, you will be as rich as a salt.
It's a challenge to take on a piece like this, and because you're writing for Sherlock Holmes and you're writing for Dr. Watson, and everybody has a very definitive idea about what they think these characters are. And so I have to sort of step into Conan Doyle's shoes. And I'm using a lot of the dialogue from the book where I can, but there are other scenes where I have to create dialogue. Like there's a scene in the book where they're describing the carriage ride, and Watson talks about how he messes up. He tells a story and he messes up a musket for the Bengal tiger that enters his tent. And it's a charming scene that he just describes. Well, I go back and I dramatize it. So I have to write in Dr. Watson's voice. I have to write for Mary Morstan. And anytime you're putting words into these iconic characters' mouths, you feel that. You feel the weight of that.
Muddled it somehow.
That was abysmal, Watson.
I think directing a piece that I also wrote, sometimes it's challenging for me because as a playwright, I'm hyper-focused on how the play sounds, how the dialogue snaps between these characters. And as a director, your job is bigger than that. You have to watch, you have to create a brilliant stage picture, and you have to make sure the actors are playing their intentions. And sometimes as a writer, I get hyper-focused on where my writing is letting my actors down. And sometimes as a director, you wouldn't think that way. You'd think, how do we make this text work, and fight with your actors to get each of these things to work. As a playwright, sometimes I'll come in and go, okay, my dialogue might not be supporting you there.
Wait, no!
And I think what's fun about my cast is I'll ask them like, hey, I need a funny choice. I need you to fill in this moment. And it's like watching someone empty a bag of Halloween candy on the stage and just go like, all right, I have this funny bit, I have this funny bit. And it's just about like picking the one you think works exactly right for that moment.
This isn't the lavatory.
It's a fun piece because it's got that sort of 39 steps, Baskerville fun, quick change comedy, comic element to it, but it also has some serious work. Like I think the romantic storyline is one you should take seriously. The mystery should maintain that element of danger and adventure. So I want to maintain all those elements while still telling it in this rapid fire comic style. And my actors are really great at sort of maneuvering from one to the next. Ariana plays Miss Morstan, who's a very grounded character, and then she'll switch to play 8-year-old Jack Smith, who is a ridiculous, broadly drawn character. And that sort of agility is something I was looking for in casting this piece, and I think I've really found them.
We are running short on time and seek a former prisoner who has committed a murder.
I think Sign of the Four is really for everyone. Maybe not for very young children, because it deals with, we do touch on Holmes's drug use, which is very much a thing in the Conan Doyle novels. It's not shown on stage, but it is very much referenced. There is murder in the show. There is mildly coarse language. So no, I wouldn't bring like kids under 10, but I'm gonna let my 11-year-old see it. Like it's a Sherlock Holmes piece. If you know Conan Doyle's work, I think you should be excited about coming to see Sign of the Four. We invite you to come see the world premiere of Sherlock Holmes and the Sign of the Four. It's going to be a blast. There's mystery, there's adventure, there's humor. For tickets, visit OregonCabaret.com.